So we're going to go through this process of 3D scanning an item and importing into Onshape so that you can design a custom fit part. For this project, we're making braces on a turkey femur, and that is a pretty organic, unique shape. So the first thing you have to do, whatever software you're using for your 3D scanning, we use RevoPop. You're going to get your detailed file here, and then we're going to import this into Onshape. So the key here is understanding your 3D scanning program and what it's actually scanning in for units, because when you import it into Onshape, you want it to be scaled correctly. So RevoPoint works in metric, so we end up importing this in metric. So right now what I'm going to do is just clean up the file. And a lot of times I just use the one-click editing to do most of it. And then we're going to go through the process here of kind of finding any random points that are just hanging out and isolating them. And I got a no data found, which is good. And then we're going to fill the holes. So because this bone is flat on one side, because the scan obviously can't scan the bottom, we're only worried about the side that we scanned. So we're just going to fill this in with a hole filler on the back side. Okay, and then the other thing that you want to make sure is that you bring your polygon count down a ways, because if you have a lot of polygons, Onshape tends to struggle a little bit and lag out. So you want to reduce those polygons down as much as you can, but still kind of keeping the shape of your scan. Usually somewhere around 20,000 polygons is good for Onshape to work okay. And then we're just going to export this. Make sure that you export it as an STL. Okay, and I'm just going to put it on the desktop because it's easier to find there to import it into Onshape. Okay, so now we're going to open up a new document in Onshape. And then once you're in here, you're going to hit this little plus sign down in the bottom left corner, and you're going to import the STL file that you just downloaded from your 3D scanner. So I'll go to the desktop and find that. Okay, and for me, we're going to import in millimeters because the RevoPoint scans in metric. And this can take a little bit of time, but now you'll get a new tab sitting at the bottom of the Onshape document with your new import. And a lot of times it's not quite sure which way to import it. Sometimes if you check the orient to Y, it will import it one way correctly, but really what you have to do is use the transform tool and rotate this and then move it in kind of XYZ. And this helps a little bit later. So you kind of want to center it about the origin so that it's kind of getting cut even by planes. And to be able to rotate it, you have to have these little lines drawn in because it needs an axis to rotate about. So all I'm doing here is just adding some axis points that we can rotate around to get our bone positioned where we want it to be. So I'll click on the axis, and then I'll click on the bone scan that I did with the 3D scanner, and now I can kind of pivot it around so that I can get it positioned the way that I want it to be. Now remember, for this lab, my students are scanning this bone because we broke it, and they're designing a custom plate to screw into the bone just like we would with any other kind of file. So here what I'm doing is I'm deleting some of the pieces that are just kind of floating. You may have them, you may not, depending on the quality of your scanner. Okay, so again, we're just kind of moving this around, translating by X, Y, and Z. So I'm just going to move it up and down so that I can get it positioned pretty close to the origin and kind of getting cut in half. Depending on how organic your shape is, this may be easier or not. Okay, but the idea here is we're going to use this bone to draw a custom plate to repair the broken piece in our engineering biomedical lab unit. Okay, so I put another axis in there to get this to rotate around the way that I want it to. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. If I move my cube around, it's pretty much bisected by the planes in all directions. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of mark on here where the bone is broken so that we can see it, visualize it. And this is just a reference line. And click on it so it's kind of highlighted in yellow there. Now what we're going to do is kind of design our custom piece to fit around the bone. So this is just a general rectangle. You can use the spline tool if you want to and the other tools, but this kind of gets us started where we want to go with this activity. I don't like necessarily having sharp corners on this, so I'm going to kind of round those corners off with a fillet tool. And now I kind of have this basic shape of a plate that I can use to repair this. Okay, so I'm going to extrude it a little bit, and what you want to make sure is that you have the new extrusion. So we want to make this an additional part for right now. We don't want this to kind of bond to our 3D model in the add function. And sometimes Onshape will, when you start this and you click on things, if you notice it's switched back to add. And I don't realize this till a little bit later in the video. Okay, so I'm just kind of extruding this plate out so that it's just sitting above the surface of the bone. It doesn't quite align with it, but we can use the transform tool to kind of position our plate a little bit later. Okay, so notice here, I noticed that my part is all connected, so I can't actually rotate it around. So just make sure that it's not merging with your 3D scan. And so I'm just going to switch this over to new and then re-accept my extrusion. So now I have two parts. So I have the bone and then I have the plate. So now I can move the plate independently to kind of match up the contour of my scan a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. I'm going to use the transform tool again. I'm going to click on my plate that I designed, and I'm going to translate this on a rotation again. Okay, and then I'm just going to pick an axis that's on my actual plate here to kind of pivot it around. So I'm going to pick this one. And I just want to position that so that it's kind of fitting the curve of the bone a little bit better. And you can be picky about this if you want to. But that looks pretty good to me. And then I'm going to translate it down XYZ to pull it into the bone a little bit so there's just a little bit of that surface sitting up above it. Okay, so you can see how that kind of sits, halfway through the bone. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add some holes to this to kind of pre-drill for some screws that we're going to use with the plate to stabilize the bone. In some applications you might not need to do this step, and you can just jump to the subtraction Boolean step. Okay, but one of the ways that we can use the tool here is we can add some points that kind of guide where our screws are going to line up, and for us we want to have them kind of centered in the middle of the bone. Okay, and those are just going to be our guides for the hole cutting tool. And the hole cutting tool in Onshape kind of starts with some defaults, so you can adjust these based on the screws that you're using. But the screws that we're using have a kind of a tapered head on them, and we want to countersink them. So we're going to select the countersink option there in the top, and then I'm just going to change the dimensions around to what I measured with my calipers. In this case we're using 3mm screws, and so we're bumping this down to kind of a width in the hole of 0.125, and the top taper is 0.25, and then I'm just cutting it through enough to get that hole to cut all the way through my panel. Okay, and then just select each point and it will generate the same hole cut for each one. Okay, now this last step before we would 3D print this model out of plastic is kind of a repair for this bone. I want to subtract the shape of the bone from kind of my generic plate cover. Okay? And to do that you use the Boolean tool, and we're going to do a subtraction. So the tool we're going to use is the bone, is the cutting, so that's our 3D scan. And then the target is going to be our plate. And I'm just going to keep the tools because I don't necessarily want my 3D scan to go away. I can just turn it off in the parts window. Okay, so now if I turn my part off here, you can see that the bone, the 3D scan kind of cut away the material. And this saves time for us, so we don't have to sand that out to get it to match the bone. It gets it a lot closer to where we need it to be with a little bit of post-processing after a 3D print.